Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. How are you? Well, I apologize for being a couple minutes late today. I got to talking with the tribe. I'm trying to get back in my stride. One of the things about not being, um, having done this for a little while is my I would say my rhythm is a little off. You notice I have a different cup today. That's because on Terry's tribe, one of my tribe members suggested I get a cup that keeps my tea warm. And I did. A beautiful 179 degrees Fahrenheit. Yum! So now I can have hot tea continuously because Dr. D suggested I get a hot plate with the tea that stays warm, and I did, and it's really lovely. It's funny that I don't think of this stuff myself, but that's why I have people like you. So how was your Thanksgiving? And how is it to wake up today and find out that a lot of the country is thinking of locking down for 3 weeks again? Ugh. Many people are protesting, saying they won't do it. Look, guys, this is this is not the way to protest this. One of the things that I think I wanted to talk to you guys about this. I don't mean to do this right out of the gate and not be smiley, happy, but I want to be positive today. And by being positive today, I want to say, what can we do to do what we need to do for the pandemic so it declines in numbers? Because that is a goal that we must have, correct? But also, I think protesting and saying you're not going to do it is not the right idea. What we need to do is campaign, move forward, and ask for relief for these people, because it was easier during the pandemic along February, March, and April when we were locked down because we were getting subsidized a little bit. And I think we need that again. We need our government to stop fighting, come together, and help us, don't we? So that's my message today is get it together, government. You got to help people, and they will abide by the rules. But when you are worried about where you're going to live and you're worried about how you're going to eat, it's very hard to comply to this stuff, isn't it? And you can't get blood out of a stone. You can't say, I'm going to fine you when the person is like, I can't earn a living and I can't, my hands are tied. I'm cuffed here. What else can I do? So honestly, I thought about it, and I think that that is something that needs to be addressed. And maybe, I don't even know how to do this, but maybe you guys do, is creating some sort of fundraiser where we can help these people. Because one of the things that people said about Black Friday when they went out and they did the shopping, and maybe you guys did this too. If you did, please put in the comments where you went and how was it. I couldn't because I'm in quarantine. Okay, so I flew back east. I've talked about this before. I flew back east and I flew on Delta because Delta is the airline you want to fly if my glasses are kind of gooky. Excuse me while I clean them. If you want to be safe and you have to fly, and I did, I was made an offer I couldn't refuse, basically. I flew Delta and I was scared. I think I mentioned before I was terrified, but I was told Delta was the way to fly, and Delta is the way to fly. And I will tell you that I took my second COVID test and I am negative. So I've done all the things. I am still isolating. My COVID-19 superhero said it would be good to stay isolated because I have someone of high risk, my husband. And so stay isolated until the 14th day, because there's talk about 10 days, 14 days, but stay 14 days just to be safe. So in the morning, I wake up with what am I grateful for? Okay. And in a time when we are having such anxiety, this is a really great thing to do. So I'm grateful for my husband who cooked the Thanksgiving meal all by himself. And it's not that he can't cook. It's just that he's very busy and he works nights. So he worked until past 11 at night on Wednesday night and then got up and made our turkey dinner on Thursday. And those of you who created a turkey dinner, whether it was for one or a family of 8 plus, right? You know that it takes planning to do this, and it takes time. You get up 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, sometimes 7 if you're cooking the whole turkey. I actually bought a turkey that he could reheat, but it still takes a couple hours to reheat a turkey. We managed to find a little 12-pounder, and he heated it up for us. And I basically just sort of coached him on, you look at the packages of crescent rolls and you see how long they take, and then how long is it going to take you to make the stuffing, and how long is it going to take you to cook the turkey, and basically get everything coming out at the same time. Okay, that's basically what you do. Now, me, I usually plan this on a Wednesday, and then I'm up on Thursday doing it, right? But I work at home. My husband having to work, working till 11, and then he's a night owl, then having to get up the next day and do this was really, really generous of him. So I'm so grateful for him. I'm grateful I don't have COVID-19. I'm grateful for all of you. I'm thankful for all of you. I'm thankful that I live in the United States. I'm thankful that I'm an artist. I'm thankful that I have this platform to chat with. But basically, you start, as you give thanks in the morning when you wake up, you start to feel better no matter what the day is. So, and some of you may be really pushing to find something to be thankful for, but be thankful you're alive and that you're a human being. And so this is why when I woke up to this lockdown and people angry because this is what the government is doing, I think what they need to do now, if you want people to comply and not fight you so much, is to figure out some sort of stimulus to help us out. Yes, it's going to create a deficit, but right now they've got to do something. They've got to do something. Restaurants are closing right and left because this was their livelihood. Nobody planned for the pandemic. Okay, nobody sat and said, oh, goody, this is what I want to do with my life, right? Airlines. I mean, if you applied for an airline job, did you ever think you might get laid off? Because airlines are very necessary. But now they're flying at a lot less capacity because the pandemic is making it worse and worse. Man, that's good. I'm thankful for tea, and I'm thankful for Deanna suggesting that I should get one of these cup things. What I have to get used to, though, is that I have to take the lid off because it's not a lid you sip through, and it puts water on my surface, and all of a sudden I'm like, why is this wet? So I'm happy for a learning curve. I'm grateful for the learning curve. Anyway, this is the kind of thing that I know some of you might have said, oh, she's going to talk pandemic again. The only reason I am today is because I wanted to think of some positive ways we could deal with this thing. I mean, how can we help each other? And what I'm going to do is, today is Monday, and I'm going to figure out what I want to eat for dinner tonight. And then I'm going to order from a local restaurant here in town. And I'm going to go order because they need the help. They can still do takeout. So I'm going to do some takeout to help them out. And I was very touched by a guy who went to one of his favorite restaurants, and he ended up leaving a $3,000 tip. And they thought he had made a mistake, that he had added an extra zero. Now, I'm unable to do that, and many of us are. But if you are, what a lovely thing to do for your local restaurant that you love and you want them to stay open. Now is the time to hunker down and think of what you can do to make people feel better as we lock down yet again. Okay, maybe it's just a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts. Krispy Kreme often has buy a dozen, get a dozen. Maybe that second dozen can go to someone you care about. Your doctors and nurses, or your vet. I have a wonderful vet who is so stressed because she's worried about her people and she's worried about animals, and then she's got to take that all home. And she wants to not take it home to her husband because that creates tension when it infiltrates itself and leaks itself into your personal life. It's not fun, as you know. I'm not telling you anything that you don't know. So this is why, something simple like that, or maybe a nice letter. So let me show you something that I got in the mail, and I shared it with Terri's Tribe. It's my friend Ron Kubala, and he's a member of Terri's Tribe. Now, if you want to be a member of Terri's Tribe, let me just show you how you can do that. You go here. Okay. It's $5 a month. That's it. And you get to be on a Zoom call. You get to have a private thing like we're doing now. You get to have that. And I do whatever I can to help you move forward in, if you're an artist and you're not quite sure how to sell your work, or maybe you're not quite sure what to do with your work. What do I do? How do I do it? We talk about that. And it's an awesome deal for $5 a month. Okay. $5 a month keeps me coming. And I have to work against the inner child who says, sometimes you go, I don't want to. And then you say, look, I promised. And when I promised, I promised. Anyway, one of the things that I did was suggest to many artists ways that they could get their art out there. And Ron and the Disney Family Museum, you all know it, you all love it. You've all been telling me about the wonderful programs they've been having. So sure enough, Disney Family Museum was doing a thing called, and I'm going to look at what Ron called it, because Small World 55th Anniversary. So what they did is a call to artists to do artwork that celebrated Small World's 55th anniversary, and dear Ron Kubala entered and got in. So let me just show you. There it is. So here is his artwork celebrating the women of Small World. And this is his artwork. And on top of his artwork, he actually got to have a pin as well. Look at that, guys. Is that amazing? And this was at the Walt Disney Family Museum. Now, think about this. If you're an artist and you're saying, how am I going to get out there during the pandemic? Whatever you're thinking. This is what Ron did. I announced this on Terri's Tribe. He jumped in, he did it, and he got selected. Ron Kubala. Amazing. It's just lovely. Isn't that wonderful, guys? Okay, so the women on here, I have to read it, are Mary Blair, Alice Davis, Joyce Carlson, Leota Toombs, and Harriet Burns. There they are. There they are. And in a wonderful giant pin. And this was offered for sale at the museum. Plus, his actual artwork was displayed in the museum. Now, what does this do for you? You could say my art was displayed in the Disney Museum. It's a no-brainer, right? So I wanted to share that with you. Now, you can also post your artwork and your dream, as I've said before, on social media. There's stuff you can do. You're stuck at home. Why not? Right? And if you don't think of yourself as a quote unquote artist, well, what are you good at? You're good at stuff. Believe me. You can do, I have another friend. She's just marvelous. She was cleaning houses and then she decided it was time to take a small break. Oh, I should also show you, because I have a Ghostbusters fan as well. His name is Jet. And I sent him an autographed picture. Ron asked me to send this boy, age 7, a wonderful autographed picture. And so he sent me this drawing that he did. Isn't that wonderful? So this is going to go up in my studio. And again, this all comes from Patreon, where right here, you guys can join. You want to do yourself a little special gift to move forward, stay positive, be upbeat. This is it. And I'm not doing it because it's just me, because it's not. That's the thing that has happened that has been absolutely phenomenal about Terri's Tribe, is it's the people that are in Terri's Tribe. And there are more than just me. They kept things going online while I was away in November, because that's the kind of people they are. They support each other. If you're someone who wants to try art, maybe you want to experiment with drawing or painting, or maybe you want to know why you're an artist too, if you're passionate about your work. Okay, I've often said, if you're an accountant, you're a construction worker, and you're passionate about what you do, you're an artist. Your paintbrushes, etc., your palette is just different, right? Deanna Scanley, she's going to be constantly thanked every time I drink from this cup now. I miss Tigger on it though, but can't have everything. It's hot. I could pour it in that cup, but then it would start to get cold. So I'm going to stay here. That is so good. Wow. Nothing like hot coffee or hot tea, right? So that's what I'm talking about. And, I know you might be saying, why keep pitching, Terri's Tribe, but your voice could be a really welcome addition. Many people before they got on to Patreon and joined me on Terri's Tribe wondered, but it's $5 a month, guys. It's not supporting me. Okay. But you have to have skin in the game. You have to have skin in the game because I am giving you my thoughts, my coaching, and my suggestions, as are other people in the tribe. We all get together and help each other. Right. And so that you need some skin in the game. It can't be done for free. So I did it for the lowest I could, because I want you all to be a part of it. It's kind of like my pumpkin sculpting classes. Everybody tells me I should charge hundreds of dollars for the pumpkin sculpting classes because what I teach is very valuable, but I want everyone to be able to do it. So that's what that level is. If you can afford a little more and you want to look at the other tiers, that is up to you, and yay for you. Okay. But really, the other one is just as many of you can get together on Terri's Tribe and be a part of this group. You should do it because it is really, really remarkable. And as Ron Kabbalah says, it was life-changing for him because when I suggested that he do this entry into the Walt Disney Family Museum and he did it, all of a sudden he wasn't, he was painting and doing all this stuff, but not sure what the next step was going to be. And we all have this challenge on top of this huge, heavy layer of pandemic. Okay. Also on Patreon in our tribe, we do spotlights where I get to learn more about you. And I remember my dear friend Liz Reed, who said, I don't have a lot to share. Well, she really did. Okay. She taught us a lot about the joys of her dedicated dream, which was to be an amazing wife and mother. Now, some of you might be going, wife and mother, what? But this is exactly what I'm talking about. A woman who shared that her dream in life was to be a good wife and a good mom. In other words, help shape our future by raising good children. And why do we think that this is something that we scoff at? I mean, even as a wife and a mother, okay, a mother sometimes feels like I got to do a real job. Like being a mom is not a real job. My goodness, I can't imagine what my life would be like if my parents had just phoned it in. Black father, white mother, just phoned it in and let me figure it out, looking the way I do at the time when I did, and people were aggressive towards me. Okay, my parents had skin in the game. My parents, both of them, were like Liz. They wanted to raise good kids, and I hope they did. But this is what I learned on the spotlight. That and the fact that she's a black belt, and she loves Disney. So that's what I knew about her. We actually did a race in Paris back in 2016. This is where we met. And then later I learned all this yummy stuff about her on the spotlight. So that's the other thing that we do. We put you on a spotlight. You get to talk for 15 minutes or an hour. I can ask you questions if you're more comfortable, but everybody supports everybody. So I know that this sounds like a commercial for Patreon, but at a time when we are feeling yucky, that is where you need to go. $5 a month. Just don't have a Starbucks for a day and it'll take care of it for your whole month, right? So that's why I'm talking to you about it. Again, there it is. Right here. Come and join us. We miss you. We want you to be a part of it. We want you to get in and be a part of that page. It's like no other Facebook page. I mean, I've been in these Facebook pages where people support each other and stuff, but it's different. I can't tell you exactly how it's different other than, let me just turn this light off because I'm super bright. uh, other than it's the thing is when I did it in the beginning, I wasn't sure how it was going to grow. And then as you all came on, it took this organic growth of everybody helping everybody and sharing their work and sharing their art. And Liz Reed, as I told you about, the amazing wife and mom, that was her main dream. She painted a castle on her wall behind her because she misses Disneyland, like we all do. She misses Disney Paris. She's in London. And she ran into a snag. She was painting it and she picked a color and she really hated the color. And as many artists, she had this kind of scary moment, kind of this, what do I do now moment. And she reached out to the tribe and the tribe coached her through fixing that for her, because that's what people do. And that's what we do in the tribe. So if you're looking for positive, upbeat, positive stuff, I'm not going to say we don't talk about COVID, because there's a couple of people in that tribe who are dealing with COVID. So we don't want to ignore them either. We are going to say, how are you doing? How are you feeling? We're sending our love. We're sending our hugs, stuff like that. So, okay. All right. Enough about that. Just wanted you guys to know that there's someplace you can go to get some positive feedback. Okay. All right. So I did promise, I know it's 9:45 and now I'm just promising to show you what's going on with the ghosts. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, if you're joining us for the first time today, just give me a minute. I'm going back into my repertoire. I created some hitchhiking ghosts. There they are. This is the way they look with them lit with the lights on, and then this is the way they look with their lights on in a case. It's a set. They are beautiful. There they are. They can be separated. If you are just hearing about these and you're going, what happened? How come I have no knowledge of these? Why didn't I hear about these? It's okay. These are the prices. I created 3 tiers because it turns out when I first said they were going to be around $600 to $700, I think is what I said, I bid too low, which teaches me don't say stuff like that until I know. They actually turned out to be a lot more expensive. This is because the group that is manufacturing these for me all by hand had to charge me more money because I had some things I wanted to make sure happens, like AAA batteries, because our little ghosts have to get their power from somewhere. Take a picture of this, or later on you can watch it again and take a picture of it. But you can hit me up if you have any questions. You can hit me up on the comments, or you can hit me up on, wait for it, AMA happening this Friday. Ask Me Anything is returning. Yes, the Ask Me Anything is returning. So you can post your questions, and it's Ask Me Anything. I will say if I can't answer it, but lately you guys have been really appropriate. You guys have been always good about your comments and your questions. I will warn you though, full disclosure, that sometimes a question will hit me and I'll get emotional. So if you are looking for a hearts and flowers, all sunny and sunshine day, don't go to the AMA. Ooh, I made that rhyme. But it's the truth. I really want to come out and be direct to you and be straight with you and say to you the absolute truth. And you can ask about how to be an Imagineer. You can say you're a struggling artist. You can say you're not a struggling artist. You can say that you're feeling really down because of this pandemic, whatever, and so on. So these are the prices. I've left it up long enough that you can actually take a look. And I'm also going to, what else was I going to do? AAA batteries, wanted to talk to you about that. Also show you, this is the way they look on the shelf. So you can see that you can actually kind of see through them. They illuminate. They don't glow. They illuminate, which means some areas are not as bright. Some other areas are brighter. This is because I designed them to look like an illuminated ghost. I wanted to create a ghost. So this is what I did. I created a ghost. They also come with this amazing certificate of authenticity. And I'm very proud of this because, as I mentioned to you on Patreon, we all learn stuff, and one of the artists on there has been helping me with my drawing technique. Yes, I need training, more training, more training, more training. I love to learn, and this is the perfect time to learn something new, right? So he helped me with my drawing, and I'm very proud of it because my drawing has improved greatly, and it ends up being on a certificate of authenticity for you. So next to this beautiful raven, which I'm very proud of this raven, it says what ghost set you get, and it's going to be numbered, and then I will hand sign it. So that is something that if you want to make an investment, there's only 100 sets. I have about 30 left, maybe. And you want to do it, you can sign up for that. There's also other things that you can invest in if you want my art, but that's a little rich for your blood. I get it, guys. I get it. Believe me. So just give me a second here. There we go. Okay. I understand. I mean, I seriously understand that there we go, that you would like to have a Terri Hardin something, but that price is could be steep for your blood. That's fine. How about this? These are cachets. These are first day covers. So in the stamp collecting industry, when a stamp is released, this is the Transcontinental Railroad stamp released in 2019 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of the two trains coming together. Okay. And the golden spike that went in there. In fact, when you go to that area, that part of the world, they have the golden spike on display. But this stamp was created to commemorate, and they are just beautiful. So this set is $40, and you get both of them, and they're numbered. There's an edition size of 275. So $40 for the pair. You get the artwork. Yes, it's Walt and Ward. There they are, Walt and Ward Kimball. I did Ward Kimball because he was a personal friend and a great guy, and he loved trains. And so I did those two. So there they are. If you like dinosaurs, you can, there you go. I did these. The top one is based on Realm of the Dinosaurs, my favorite attraction when I was a little kid at Disneyland. And then below is to celebrate Silly Symphonies. I've done my dinosaur spin on it. Again, these are the stamps, actual stamps. You cannot make photocopies of stamps and put them on an envelope. It is against the law. So these are actually them. They've been canceled with official cancellations. First day cover cancellations. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. You can put it in the Ask Me Anything, and I'll talk more about them if you want. But they're lenticular. They are one of the first lenticular stamps. So they shift and change. Two of them shift and change. Very beautiful, $40, a great art piece to give to somebody, and a lot more reasonable. So there you go. So there's the full spectrum. Okay. Want something a little bit less? Maybe you'd like something else, because here's the thing, full disclosure. I want you guys to be able to collect artwork, and I want to make it as affordable as I can. And sometimes, like the ghosts, I have to involve other people. So I was just looking to see if I had them here. I don't know if I have them, so I may have to show them to you in a different way. This is my castle plaque for the 60th anniversary of Disneyland. The wonderful thing about this plaque is that it depicts the castle at the top, and then underneath it has a ride that was released in one of the 60 decades. So each attraction down here was released during one of the decades, therefore celebrating Disney's 60th. It's $300. Okay. So there's that. And then on top of that, there is and I have another one that I haven't gotten out yet, but we'll start with these, okay? On top of that, we have these wonderful pins. So here is, well, actually, it should be the Lucky Rabbit blue, because gray is for people on my Patreon page. But here is Oswald blue. Okay. It's $20 and I plus shipping and tax if you live in California. Sorry, that's the way it is. And then here it's got the embossed. They are limited to 100. You see that there? And then it's embossed with my name, and then I hand sign it underneath. So you get it signed live. So that is $20 plus tax, tip, dealer's prep, all of that. If you like Oswald Lucky Rabbit, I also have this one, which is the Grand Councilwoman and Stitch. I happen to really, really love the Grand Councilwoman. She's like my favorite character. So as a result, I had her holding Stitch. But I made it so that he's not in his shackles. They're actually cuddling after she's agreed to protect them with the, the Federation of Planets protecting them. So they're just cuddling right there, which I think is really cute. It's 3 inches tall, so it's a big pin. Again, $20. Okay. And then finally, I have a Splash Mountain pin, and I don't have that picture. So I'll post it, okay? I will post it. If you guys know Joshua Schaefer, he is an amazing pin guy, and he was the one who worked with me to get the Splash Mountain. As you know, Tokyo Splash Mountain is the Splash Mountain I did, and for Florida, I did the Splash Boat, and I sculpted the rabbit. So that's what this pin is. But what I will do is post that pin, or at the AMA say, Terry, you said you were going to post the pin and then you forgot. And I will go, oops, I did forget. A lot going on in my head because I'm in quarantine until the end of the week. I don't get to see my husband, hold my husband, touch my husband, nothing until Sunday, because that's the end of my 14-day quarantine. So as a result, yeah. So that's distracting. We're trying really hard. We have to make sure when we're together, I have a mask on. And even though I tested negative, my second test was this weekend, and I tested, I came back negative. My COVID-19 people are saying do the full 14 days. So my 14-day is Saturday night. So Sunday morning, I get to emerge and give my husband a hug. Yay! But that's what I'm talking about. So if I get distracted and I have not pulled out that pin, please put that in the AMA or put that in the comments now, and I'll make sure Leo gets it. And we will definitely show you the Splash Mountain pin released, and I'll hand sign that as well. And I think it's going to be $25. It's a bigger pin. It's layered. It's a lot more involved, that pin, but I'll show it to you. I meant to bring it out, but I'm still trying to get my feet on this. So that's what that's about. All righty. So where can you look at all of these wonderful things, with the exception of the Splash Mountain pin, because I haven't put it up yet? You can go here to, where is it? There it is. This is my store. So I'm going to leave this up for just a little bit. This is my store. You can go to the store. You can order what you want. You can look around in there. And if there's something you want, if you have any questions, you can message me on Facebook, or you can put it in the comments and I will answer it. Okay. So there's that. What else was I going to tell you? I was going to say, how was your Thanksgiving? Like I said, my husband did a great job. And for breakfast, for like all the holiday weekend, I just had the turkey dinner over and over again. We don't get it much. So I just said, my husband would say, what do you want for breakfast? And I would say, can we have the turkey dinner again? And so we just had the dinner. And he was so sweet because he let me have both turkey legs this time. We both love the dark meat, right? So I usually, he has a leg and I have a leg, but this time he gave them both to me. So I'm thankful for that. He did a great job. He did a really great job. Deanna, you are brilliant. You are so brilliant about this tea because it's so nice and hot. It's now at 184.2 degrees. So yeah, so this is where you can go to look at that stuff. No obligation if you have any kind of challenges, any kind of concerns. As far as the ghosts are concerned, when you if you want to do a payment plan other than the paid in full, which is a deal for you because they should have been $1,500, but rather than telling people it's going to be $1,500 to all of you, I set up this payment plan. I'm not profiting that much, but I'm profiting, okay? Because you got to pay the artist. All right. You just got to. That's the way it works. But the thing is if you get it for $999 plus tax and shipping, then you are getting the deal. Okay. But the other two are closer to what it actually costs. And if that helps you to pay like that, then by all means, that's why they're there, because I want y'all to have them. If you want to pick a number, you have to message me because most of the numbers you would think would be available are gone. Like I said, I only have 30 left, and most of the numbers are closer to 100, like in the 80s. So the low numbers are mostly gone. I may have a couple, so you can always ask. Always ask. Okay? Always ask. And if I have that number, it's yours. Okay? But like 33 paid for, 69 paid for, 13 paid for. So those are gone. Number one goes to the person who made the suggestion, and that is Joshua Schaefer. Joshua Schaefer over 2 years ago suggested I do Hitchhiking Ghosts. And then I spoke on a Zoom call with the Golden Gate Disneyana Club, and a wonderful young lady there suggested a character that I'm going to do next year, Figment. And Figment is not going to be $999. He will come back down to around $200, probably $195 most likely. But he is going to be next, and she has the opportunity to buy number one because she made that suggestion. And then someone else suggested that I do a sculpture of the child. That will happen in about, I'm going to say, a couple years. It's going to be not next year, but the year after. Because as you see with the ghosts, these are a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious sculpture. It comes 3 to a set. I designed a box for it. I designed the certificate for it. I do this for every one that I do. Okay. It's not like this is unusual, but it's unusual that this is the first set of 3 that I'm doing. Okay. So it's more pricey. And when I do the child, save your pennies now because it's going to be more pricey. I think that the one thing that Disney and many of the merchandise that I've seen, the child merchandise is the best. They've got some beautiful pieces out there. And so I have to do something different for your collection, because those of you who collect the child, I don't want you to have the same thing. The art that I do is different. It's my impression, hence the word, of what I see. So you saw in the ghosts. Let me just take a quick sip of that amazing tea and show you again the ghosts so that I can talk about my thinking process when it comes to these little guys, okay? These little guys, they were designed to illuminate. So when the suggestion was made by Joshua Schaefer, I could have just sculpted them like I do all my other pieces, but I didn't want to because I knew I wanted to make them different. You guys, the ghosts are everywhere. What did Hallmark just released one not too long ago? They all look like they have acid reflux to me, honestly, but you guys love ghosts, so you're going to buy them. And popcorn buckets were released in what, 1999? 1999. What am I saying? 2019. Anyway, 2019, there were these popcorn buckets that were released, Hitchhiking Ghosts, because Hitchhiking Ghosts are a big deal with you guys. And then I just got some that were created in London at Disneyland Paris, another set of ghosts. So ghosts were being created like, gumballs, in my opinion. So I had to do something different for you because I want you to be able to look on the shelf and say, those are Terri Hardin. Okay. That's what I do, is to create something that is in the spirit of your characters that you like. So you'll notice as you look at these ghosts that they're the spirit. For example, with Gus, he's got the ball and chain on the floor. Every other one I've seen, he's had to hold that ball and chain. So I sculpted him, and I'm just going to go back a bit here. Oops. I guess I'm going to go forward a bit. Yeah. There we go. So if we take a look at this sculpture of Ezra, I made him different, didn't I? I put his legs together, okay? I put his arm on his body and his hat on his head. I did not lift his hat up. I did not do any of that. Why? Because I wanted to create an Ezra impression. If we move on to Gus, you can see here that Gus has the ball on the ground. I felt that Gus should have a rest. He's been carrying that ball for hundreds of years. I thought he needed a rest. Also, when you are creating a sculpture, a three-dimensional thing, it's nice to have a 3-point base so that they maintain their stability. I had a challenge with Ezra because he only has a 2-point. So I had to make sure he had a real strong 2-point base because he's so tall. And then there's the side view of this guy and the back view. Isn't it sweet? I'm also a sculptor who does a lot of motion. I like there to be a feeling of movement in the art. So that's another thing about my work. This is a sketch that you're going to find at the front of the designer box. Remember I told you I have a designer box. This is the front of the designer box. Trying to see if I have shots of Professor Phineas. Let me just go back because the professor is being a bit elusive. I may not have the professor in here, but I will go back to this one and then just, no, I'll go back to this one and just bring Professor Phineas up more. So with the professor, you'll notice that he's wearing the cape. I asked collectors if they would like to have Professor Phineas in the cape. The original drawing had him in the cape. Why not put him in the cape? So that's why he's in the cape. And everybody is excited because of the cape. And the thing I'm really proud about him is if you look through his handbag, his carpet bag, you can see his legs shining through a little bit. Look really close. You see how that leg is shining through a little bit? That's because he's a ghost. So you may look at the price tag of this and go, it's expensive, but understand that for 2 years, I worked with my team to get this to happen. And one of the challenges we had was to do AAA batteries. And now they have AAA batteries because I wanted it easy for you to find batteries to replace in case, pardon me, in case you want to have them illuminate forever. I mean, they'll go for a long time, but they're eventually, those batteries are going to run out and you need to change them. So that disc battery, that nickel size battery, that's like for watches, and I don't even know what it's for, but it's annoying to try and find that one. I'm looking for one now for my weight gauge on my luggage. And you know, it's, I think I can just go to like I might even be able to buy them on Amazon or something. But the point is, it's a lot more work than finding AAA batteries. A lot of times, you guys have the AAA batteries in your drawer along with AA's, 9-volt, and maybe C. Okay? So that's what we have. We have a drawer full of AAA batteries and AA batteries because your remote works on them. Your what else works on them? You know what I mean? Little flashlights work on them. Just about everything uses those 2 type of batteries. So I wanted to make it convenient for you in this respect too. Oh, you're seeing double. Sorry about that. But this is my point. So as far as the hitchhiking ghosts are concerned, that's how they're working. They will be delivered after the holidays as of now. If you order yours now, there is a possibility you will not get it before Christmas. Now, the reason for this is because the team that is building them for me got COVID-19 and they had to get well. And so I asked people in the beginning when they started ordering last month or early this month actually, to do me a favor and last month, October. Yeah. To do me a favor and let me know if you needed them for Christmas. So if you decide to order them and you want them for the Christmas holiday, feel free to ask me, but I cannot guarantee it. They are better now. We are in production again, but I'm really grateful to most of you who said January was fine because they needed to get well. I'm grateful that you and I actually didn't warn, but I said, this is what I'd like to have happen is them all be delivered in December, but something had happened. And of course they got sick, very, very sick. They had fevers for a long time and they just weren't well. So now they've been tested negative. They're all better and they're back in production, but it took about 3 weeks for them to get back in production. So if you decide you want a set of my ghosts and you'd like to have them for Christmas, then feel free to ask me, but I cannot guarantee that. Okay. It's a small group of us that are making this happen. And that's why I can control the quality. I'm really a control freak when it comes to the quality of I oversee each and every piece, which is usually why I only do an edition of 50. But this time, the first 50 sold out so fast on the ghosts that I decided to do 100. So there's about 30 left. So if you want one, give yourself the gift of it. You're going to love it. It will be the Cadillac of your collection because they illuminate just like a real ghost. Okay, enough of that. It's so good. Okay, sorry. Oh, I just can't get over how delicious that is. Hot. Because usually in my shop, which is I keep cold, it goes cold. And I just have to drink it lukewarm. So to have it hot is just, I know, I'm driving you guys crazy. But this is where you go. If you want to buy it, pay it in full. If not, hit me up in the comments and I can send you an invoice for the plan that you choose. Okay. And there you go. Any questions, feel free to give me a holler. All right. Yay. So it is now 10:11 and I'm going to look at your comments. And for those of you who've got to go, I understand that if you got to take off, I get it. You have a life and I want to wish you all the best. Stay positive, guys. This pandemic is really getting out of hand. And I want you to be happy and be strong and think about all the things you can be grateful for. And then if you can help someone else, that's going to be the best. Maybe you pay for the coffee of the person behind you if you're in a Starbucks, or maybe you call somebody you haven't called in a while, stuff like that. Right. So, just do something positive. And you are welcome to stay as I read the comments. If you've stayed for me reading all of your comments, that I tell stories in between and have a chat there. So it's not just like I read them all the way through and don't answer them. I actually answer them live. So you can always also come back and watch this later, and then you can have a life and kind of have your cake and eat it too. I hope you had a very Thanksgiving. And now we're going to go read some of your amazing. Oh, before I read the amazing comments, I probably should take this off. Also, I have a YouTube channel, but full disclosure, I haven't been posting to it as regularly as I can. I need to get back in the swing of things, but the YouTube channel is free and I'm broadcasting on that simultaneously now too, but I'm going to get better at it. It's a goal. It's going to happen when, I'm not sure, but please subscribe to the YouTube channel and click the little bell because I understand that's important. So here that is, so that if you want to go do that, I would really appreciate your support in that. And that's something you can do and follow me, and not, if you can't join the tribe or it's just not something you want to do, you can always follow me on YouTube. Okay. Understand that YouTube is new to me. I'm still learning. And so give me a grain of salt, a big one, a big grain of salt, as I work hard to make that happen. Okay. And if you have any advice for me, please let me know. Okay. That would be amazing. Thank you. Okay. So off to the comments. Let's see what you guys have to say. Oh, there's only one. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. Angie, I'm so glad you joined us today. How are you and how was your Thanksgiving? In the beginning, these comments are people saying good morning to me. Tim Gillette, who is probably wondering, where have I been? And honestly, Tim Gillette, last Wednesday, I was going to jump on the call, but there was none. So this Wednesday, if we have a Zoom, I will jump on it and we can chat about that, okay? It's very private, so it won't be any specifics, but I can tell you all that happened because it did kind of just explode and I had to just run with it. So there you go. Jenny, how are you? Jenny's a member of the tribe and she's an amazing artist. So another reason to join Terri's tribe would be because of great people like Jenny and Randy, Melissa, and that group. You really want to be a part of it because they are amazing. Thank you for joining me, Randy. So you see now, if you take a look at this little beautiful flower next to Janie, that's one of her art pieces. I like to do, if I'm going to do my own work, I used to, when I was in my 20s, do sculptures for World Wildlife Foundation and animal foundations. And I planned on doing that again. In fact, I'm in the design phase of working out what animals I want to do. And as I mentioned to the tribe, because I've been in isolation and quarantine, I've been watching and learning about animals. And I'm shocked at some of the things that I'm learning. One of the things that I watched, I think it was on Netflix, is 72 of the most dangerous animals. And I'm watching them from South America. And can you believe that one of them is the llama? I was like, what? But apparently when a llama hits puberty, they can be very, very dangerous. And they showed a couple of examples, a guy who's a llama expert who said, you're going to raise llamas. You got to be careful of this situation. I had no idea. I had no idea whatsoever. Anteaters too, because they have those digging claws. You don't just, approach it. Remember, it's a wild animal. And so again, but they're endangered. I didn't know the anteater was endangered in South America, but there's only 500. So that could be something that I could sculpt and create to help protect them, for example. And I'll show our oceans. I'm learning a lot about our ocean because if the ocean dies, so do we. So I'm looking to do something like that. But anyway, Janny's art right here next to hers. She loves the hibiscus flower. It plays a big role in her paintings and in her life, and they're just beautiful. So when you join the tribe, plus Jenny has a page here, you can look her up, but she's very, very talented. And she says we're in lockdown everywhere, the whole country. The thing about the pandemic is the whole country is going up. A couple of reasons for this, guys. Not that everybody is being rebellious, but it's been a long time, right? And we forget. And so one of the things that they said when we were in the airport is that the airport was going to be scarier than the plane flight, that the plane flight could be safe. I'm going to say, because I flew, that I disagree a little bit. I noticed when I was in line to drop off my bag that many people kind of crunched together and did not social distance, but all I did was push back 6 feet and everyone behind me did the same. So they just need to be reminded a little bit. Then the people looking at me, they distanced. And before you know it, we were all social distance. So be the leader. Just help gently remind by taking action, right? Yeah, because that's who we are. The positive human beings, support of each other. We don't need to yell at people. Most of the time, people just forget. And of course they would, because they want to. You don't want to. So Jenny, I'm sorry that stuff has gone up, but everywhere it's gone up. And it's rough. Yeah, though these two negatives, I think because I flew Delta, And Delta's an amazing airline, guys. You know, I've talked about this before. They load from the back of the plane to the front 10 people at a time. So if you walk up and you keep 6 feet away as you're waiting to get on the plane, those 4 or 5 behind you are going to do the same thing. And then Delta waits till they're all seated before they add more people and more people and more people. This is why this airline is so great. You know, I have no stock in Delta, but I'm thinking about it. Because before the pandemic, I was not a Delta fan. I was about American Airlines, and American Airlines are being little butts. I'm sorry, but they are. They're filling the middle seat, and they're kind of saying, if you don't want to fly, don't fly us. Well, okay, I won't. So that's why on my channel, this channel, I'm using it to tell you, if you got to fly Delta. Yeah, fly Delta. Because they're going to take care of you. They're taking care of their staff and their people and you by keeping that middle seat open through March. This is a tough thing to do. Don't think it's an easy thing to do. It's also that every single person is dedicated to keeping you safe. They have no problem gently telling you how to wear your mask if you're wearing it incorrectly. I watched a flight attendant stand for a good 3 minutes to explain to this guy, you don't wear it here, you wear it here. And they do it with a smile, and they do it with tenderness, and they do it with caring. They are great. Now, many news channels are telling you to get a window seat. True, yes, window seat is good. And to not eat or pee. But if you have a 4 or 5 hour flight, wouldn't it be nice to fly an airline that has you in consideration? I ate, okay? Now, I did not use the bathroom. I would be very honest with you. I had a 4 hour flight. I didn't use it, but I made sure that I was empty when I boarded. And then I got on, I went to the airport and went afterwards. I also went in because they have a cleaning lady at the airports now that is there 24/7. So I just waited for her to clean a stall. Then I jumped into the one she had just finished. And then afterwards she cleaned again. So they are all working very, very hard to keep you safe. You just got to be, you know, you've got to kind of run your own defense, right? You know, it's kind of like a football game. You got to dodge and you got to go like this. You know, people are walking towards you. So you got to make sure, because they're thinking about their flights or whatever. And then when you get to where you are, they have seals that say, please remember social distancing. And most of the time, if there's a person on each end of that aisle, there won't be someone sitting in the middle. They just won't do it unless it gets too full. And the closer we get to the holidays, it could get full. I don't know. But be your own defense, and you can do this and fly Delta. Okay, enough on that. Do you see what I mean? See what I mean, Jenny? There I go. Thank you for praising God in my negative. I can't wait till next Sunday when I can hug my husband. The countdown. Hi, Kelly Freeman. You are absolutely right, Kelly. Expressing gratitude is healing. And you know what it does? It's uplifting. It makes me just feel happy. You know, I am in a very small room right now, confined to that small room and my studio, which thank God for that, right? And I'm also, like I said before, grateful we have 2 bathrooms, because that would really be difficult if I was trying to stay isolated and we didn't have 2 bathrooms. But afterwards, I'm going to, bomb the place just so my husband stays safe, or anyone who goes into there. We're very fortunate because we have people that are watching out for us. I also have an 86-year-old dad who the whole neighborhood has taken under their wing and are bringing him food. I was going to send him a turkey care package, and he said, no, Terri, I could send you one. I've got so much. So I'm grateful to everyone who's taking care of my father for me, because I haven't seen him since January. You may remember in February, Lindsay and I got very sick, my husband and I, and we got very sick. And when we got so sick, we didn't see anybody because we didn't know if we had COVID. We had gone to Seattle, and when we came back, we watched the news, and the news said there was an outbreak in Seattle where we had just been. So A little scary. Yeah, a little scary. We don't think we had it now. We don't think so. But at the time we it was bad. It was really bad. We could breathe. We had our sense of smell, things like that. We had fevers, but it was just nasty. It might have been a minor thing, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know because they kept telling us in February we were goofy. There was no cases. And as now we know, there were cases as far back as December of last year. So they don't know and things are happening and, stuff like that. But now, thank goodness, I'm able to be isolated. It's a small room, though, and you can get down, is my point. You can start to feel a little melancholy. Gosh, I don't feel like doing this or I don't feel like doing that. I want to just sit and maybe watch a little TV and do nothing. Maybe I want to just knit or something, do something that and the motivation can sometimes not be there. Well, as you say, Kelly, gratitude can heal you, can lift you up, and then maybe you get stuff going. I am saying though, I'm cleaning that room. That room is ridiculous. So that's what I've been doing is cleaning that room and finding treasures there. So that's really great. Thank you, Susie, and welcome, Susie. So great for you to join me today. Crystal, how are you? Thank you so much. And I feel the same way, Crystal Meisner. I feel the same way about you. You say you're thankful of having met me, and I love you, and I miss you, and I miss you too. And honestly, the AMA is a great place for you guys to ask me some questions and to have a conversation. And as I said before, if you want to talk to me live every Wednesday for my patrons, Terry's Tribe, we talk live and we talk for a couple of hours. Yeah, last time I kept it short because it was just the day before Thanksgiving and they had meals to prep. But a lot of times because of COVID, I talk a long time. This is why I'm talking long now because of COVID-19. Want you guys to be able to have, it's good for me, it's good for you, just to talk. Once we get to the point where we're going about our lives and the vaccines are working and we're back, I'll keep it. I'll be a good girl and I'll keep these around 20 minutes. Okay. 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, not so long, just a little, more cliff notey, but I am going to break them down and make them a podcast so you can listen to them without video. And I'm also going to take the Ask Me Anything questions and on my YouTube channel, which I asked you to join, please. On my YouTube channel, I'm going to break them down into little sound bites. So maybe it'll be 3 questions answered and it'll be a playlist of these questions. So you don't have to go through the entire thing to hear what my answers are, et cetera, et cetera. But that's the goal. Again, social media and technical is new to me and is always a learning curve for me. It's not the way I was raised. There were not computers when I was young. They came at a time when they were big giant boxes and they were unattainable. The personal computer didn't exist, and these phones, these guys absolutely did not exist. It's amazing that I'm holding something so massively powerful in my hand. But honestly, it's new. I'm used to talking to you guys live. Hi, how are you? That's the way we communicated. I'm 63 years old. So this is what I'm saying. At 63, just got to cut me a little slack, but I'll do the best I can. And that's all we can do, right? Is the best we can. So again, Crystal, thank you for saying what you said. I really love it. Catherine Taylor, we are thankful for you and all the love you send us. And you bet I will send you more. Just ask. Okay. That's what we got to do for each other as human beings, is we've got to just support each other. And it doesn't mean putting, drawing a line in the sand and saying, I'm not going to do it. I think what needs to be said, if you haven't said it already, and many have, is I need help. Can you guys help me? And that's why for the restaurants, I've got to figure out a way that I can help support as many as I can here in my community, because I know they're struggling. And if they can only do takeout, they're going to have to lay some people off, and it's killing them before Christmas. No one wants to do it before the holidays, even if we're only going to have a couple of people. And I don't want to just make it about Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. it's coming. We're in the time of celebration. So you don't want to be telling people goodbye. So what I think we need to do is to write to our governments and to our government and say, guys, stop fighting. Do you see? We're drowning here. Throw us a lifeline. You know what I mean? That's what I'd love to see happen. The best Christmas gift ever, would you agree, would be to throw a lifeline to your country. Please. So that these restaurant owners and these people are not put in the way of danger. Okay, I don't want people to have to be in danger when they could easily not be if they had a little bit of help. May not be a lot of help, but something, right? That's how we were able to do it before. And so I thought they did a bit too much for some in March, April, and May. But now they need to do, you can't do too much and then nothing. You guys need help. We all need help. So I'm saying help, please help. And I'm going to do that by purchasing. I don't eat out very often. For my husband and I, we eat out as a special occasion. Like we cook, here in Hollywood, California, a lot of people went out to eat as their diet plan. Okay, nobody cooked. I have a friend who has an oven that's broken, and it's been broken since 1989 or something. So the point is that they just went out to eat for every meal. Well, they can't do that now, can they? Or they have to take out every meal. So that's why I'm saying I felt for them, because I cook. Many of them didn't know how to cook, or they're one person and cooking for one can be weird. But my point is, now we'll do the best we can and order from the places that we care about and we want to see stay afloat. There's a place near me that makes killer amazing tacos, and I always order their biggest taco plate. There's only 2 of us, but I ordered the big taco plate because what is it? I think it's like $30 and you get 16 tacos or something. So then I just wrap them up and I preserve them and they become our meals for a while. But I'm not going to say, can you give me 2 tacos? That's not going to help anybody stay afloat. So I order the big one. So it's all these little things. Like I was saying at the tribe, maybe you order a dozen donuts from Krispy Kreme and they give you the free, like Krispy Kreme's been doing a lot of that. Like I'll bet you today being Cyber Monday, they might actually be doing that. I'm going to look that up. But I take a dozen to my mother. I can't because I'm in quarantine. But my point is this, my husband can go and get them, and then I can give a dozen to someone who just to say thank you, someone who's not expecting it. If you don't want to go outside, hand it to your mailman. Can you imagine how the mailman would react if you left him a dozen donuts? What? I'm just saying, and he could take that back to his guys and say, look what somebody gave me, and now he gets to share it. I'm just saying, if you get a dozen, if you're going to buy a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts because you're feeling donut-y, I don't eat a lot of donuts, but I usually buy a dozen for my mother who's in a convalescent hospital, and then I get a dozen free, and if I have that dozen free, I take it to someone like my vet, who is an amazing, miraculous woman, and she has to stay. Or, drop it off at your nearest hospital for the first line responders who are dealing with COVID every day, putting themselves in danger every day. A dozen donuts could go a long way in making them feel better with a thank you note, Thank you. I mean, some people drive by in their cars and just put thank you up. When they ever see someone in scrubs, they hold it's lovely. And many of you are just not just, you're putting Christmas lights up so people can drive by and feel Christmassy. That's another way of saying thank you. We don't have a Christmas light set up yet, but you guys have so many creative ideas. So let's think about how we can make people feel good as we begin to be told that we have to lock down, which is really yucky. Nate, hello. And if you're gone, Nate, hello. I hope you come back. And Nate's been very busy. So Nate Singleton's in the house, and thank you. So you have, Melissa says, a gratitude adjustment every morning. I need to get back into that. I have much to be thankful for. Yes, you do, Melissa. Like, you are the cleaning queen. You should be writing a book on tips about, you could do a book on some of the things that you know, and I know you know it. And if you need help with that, I'm here. Oh, look here. Bella said hello. She may be in bed by now because I'm a little late in getting in this, but look at that, Miss Bella. Hello, Bella. Did you have a good time? I know that it wasn't your Thanksgiving, but did you have a nice weekend? And I know it's cold up there. Are you guys locked down in London too? Just heard Canada was locked down. US is locked down. I think a lot of us are going to be locked down. It's going to be a front of mind subject, I'm afraid. Nate says he loves me, he's missed me, and he's sorry he's been away for so long. We miss Nate because Nate did a spotlight on Terri's Tribe, and he has a killer collection. And a lot of times, Nate can advise you on, let's say you have some Disney objects and you'd like to sell them and not get taken. Nate really knows his Disney, and he can kind of help you price accordingly. And so on the Tribe, he helps us with that when he's available. He's been very busy, but you can always write to him, and he's so generous with that. So again, let's look at Nate's art. Nate's art is pricing and helping you to do campaigns on your Facebook pages, or selling your pins or something. He can give you advice on what that might be worth. There are many people out there or in our tribe that have those kind of ideas and attitudes about that. So again, that's why we love the tribe. And Melissa said, good evening to Bella. Everyone loves Bella because she's our resident cute young person. And she said hello back. Look at that. And then Nate, Nate, you were there to see Ron's stuff. Nate, you remember when we talked about that campaign for the Disney Museum. And I encourage everybody that if you see some sort of art, I tend to Google art contests and try and let people know when they are. I haven't done that in a while. I need to get back on that. And congratulations. Wasn't that cool, Jenny? Yeah, I was so excited when I saw that. He is running a giveaway that he posted on my Disney Magic group for his tiki pin. Well, there you go. See? So again, Nate will allow you to, like, if you're doing a piece of art or something that's sort of, Nate will look at it, and he has a website that he does a lot of giveaways and things like that. Yeah. So just like I said, Larry, how are ya? It was, my husband made it, meaning Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah, I'm going to post later his turkey because I'm really proud of it. The goal was, in case you guys didn't know, was to keep it as instant as possible. So we had instant potatoes. We had a stuffing that you make on the stovetop. We had the cranberry sauce that you slice like bread, because that's my staple. I have to have that. Or it's not Thanksgiving for me. What else did we have? The turkey. So the idea my husband requested was to make it as simple, easy as possible. I usually cook the turkey. I usually make the potatoes, but my husband works late at night, so he wanted fast, simple, easy, and he did a great job. We also did crescent rolls, and he felt bad because he said he burned them. I don't think so. We managed to use them for sandwiches at another time, and they were delicious. So I think they were a little more crispy than he would have liked, but they were fabulous. They were fabulous. Oh, it's so good. I can't even believe it. So yes, Larry, we had a wonderful Thanksgiving. My husband had to make it because I was in quarantine, so I couldn't help him at all. It's frustrating because I'm usually the one that, it's not that I do all the cooking, but because he works nights, I kind of make sure that the household runs on a even keel. So I drive the boat most of the time. Yeah, Ron did a great job. And, then sent me a pin and a card to say thank you for telling him he could do it. But he can't, and you can too. The boutique I used to vend at before the virus is doing an online boutique starting today, says Melissa. We have no clue how it's going to go, but we are going to try. Melissa, post the link here in the comments, okay? And then give me a link in Messenger, would you? So I'll go check it out and we'll talk about it, okay? So this boutique, just post here in the comments, all right? I'm giving you permission, post that link and tell people to go to it, okay? Because we would love to help you do what you're doing any way we can, okay? I feel hard because I'm not active in the tribe from October or November. Well, you were busy. We know your heart was with us. We're thinking of each other. I still have a sketch for you that I have to finish, and I haven't done that, have I? So we do what we can. We do the best what we can, Nate. We just do the best we can. And we have to let us do that. You know, grain of salt is the biggest advice I can give everyone, is a grain of salt, a grain of salt, a grain of salt. Give others the benefit of the doubt. We are all like this. And now it's almost a whole year, guys, that we have been under masks, isolating, social distancing, blah, 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 blah. And we can't spend time with our families because we could put them at risk. And so, you know, the other person is going through that too. So just try to give them the benefit of the doubt. If they come out like a lion and they just don't stop, then I'm sorry, write them off as a weirdo. But usually when you battle the anger with kindness, they back off. And like I said about the airport, I just social distance, and then everyone behind me followed suit, because sometimes we just don't remember. So it's great. Yes, you are, Crystal. You are an artist in your own field, and I'd love to have you as a part of the tribe. There, I've said it. Yes, she does. Now, this is a really sweet thing. Bella became a member of the tribe very early. She wanted to do it very, very much. And so she and her mother made a pact to do that. And she's been a member of the tribe for some time. And I love having her. And it's your family, guys. It's not like Bella has to pay $5 and then her grandma has to pay $5 a month and then her mom. No, it's your household. So you can bring your people in front of your computer all together and talk. Post with me, okay? It's allowed, okay? I don't know if Patreon allows it, but I do. Okay, so that's I'm sure they do. And it's just, you know, when we do the Zoom calls, I've gotten to meet people's children. I've got to see Deanna Scanley's husband in the background walking around, met her cats. I get to see what you guys got going on. So seriously, you know, the deal gets even better. Yes, it does. Yes, you are so right. Mike Clark says, Van, can never thank you enough for the advice in getting the known traveler number, aka TSA pre-check. Yes, last year I traveled over 56 times, over 50 times. I said some cases, but I traveled a lot. I flew all over the world. I flew all over the world because I'm an international speaker, and I talk about how to get work doing what you love. You know, you deserve it. First of all, I tell you, you deserve it. Because you do. You deserve to speak that dream, and you deserve to work towards that dream, but you will have to work towards it. It's not enough for you to stand in the corner and say, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Not going to work, guys, okay? I'm sorry. You got to do more because you got to be worthy. Being able to do what you love is a blessing, and you can do it, but you have to draw a line in the sand and say, I want to do it. And then if you need help in moving forward, I do the best I can to help you do that. But I spoke all over the world, and I go through the fastest I can through TSA. And one of those is what Mike is talking about. TSA pre-check. You know how you randomly used to get it last year? Well, you can keep it from being random. 2 opportunities here. The first one is to get a KTN, a known traveler number. You can get it locally. If you're only going to fly domestic, it runs about $95, and you can get that, and you're always TSA pre-check because you put it in your when you go to buy a ticket, there's a place for the KTN, known traveler number. You put that in and it always makes you pre-check. But you can also get and I forgot the name of it off the top of my head right now, but you can get the international version. Takes a little longer, costs about $110, good for 5 years, but it takes care of both domestic and international, so you save about $95. Also, if you are have a credit card that celebrates, like American Express celebrates travel. American Express is all about travel. You see it everywhere all over the world. American Express usually pays. So if you charge it with the American Express card, they usually pay for that for you. You get that money back. So that's what Mike is talking about. Why is this so great? Because one of the areas that is the most challenging to social distance is the TSA line, where you have to take your shoes off and you have to put the computer in another thing and blah, blah, blah. TSA pre, you keep your shoes on. The most you have to remove is I have my big skull coat. They asked me to remove the skull coat. I can usually keep my little sweater on that's underneath, but the skull coat has to come off. So they ask you to take that off, but you leave your shoes on, you leave your computer in your bag, you put your phone in your bag, you just carry your passport or your boarding pass through, and bim bam, you're done. Also less people through there. If you want to take it up to the next level, you travel as much as I did. You get what's called Clear, CLEAR. It's about $150 a year, but it's worth it. You go to Clear, they use your eyes to identify you completely touchless, and then they take you straight through to the TSA. There is no line. None. So what does that do during a pandemic? Less people. So thank you, Mike Clark, for thanking me and also for reminding me so that I could tell people again, because if you have to travel, okay, I have a really wonderful hairdresser whose mother is having health issues and she is in Kansas and he is not. So he's scared to fly. And now I have all this new information and I've gone through it. I've actually done it. Okay. But he's concerned because he's at home. He has very, very vulnerable people. He doesn't want to bring this back to his family. Okay. Nobody does. All right. And then he also doesn't want to go and give it to his mother who's having health issues, but he's got to see her. And the only way he can see her is to fly. So again, you do some of these things as Mike is talking about, and you fly Delta. Most importantly, your time. Thank you, Nate. Time is worth more than anything. It's truly invaluable as you cannot get it back. Thank you for giving us so much to us. Yeah, my husband says you talk for 3 hours plus on Mondays and Fridays. Yeah, I do. And Wednesdays too with the tribe. But as you can see, it comes easy to me. It comes very easy. See, and I got to show you. My dad is calling me right now. He can never... I love you, Dad. Let me just take this. Oops. No, he just, okay. I'll call him back. In fact, yeah. Okay. My dad is 86. So we say bless him. I'm just going to tell him real quick that I'm on. He is so adorable. My dad is so cute. Hi, Dad. Let me call you after I get off of Facebook. Okay. Okay. I love you, Dad. Okay. Love you, Dad. Bye. Thank you for letting me do that. But yeah, that's my father. The whole world is taking care of my father since I can't see him. I taught him how to text, which is good. Talk to text, at 86, he masters it. He's mastered it quite well, but he can't do Zoom and I can't show him. And my cousin who is living with him as like caregiver cousin as well, my big giant cousin, 6'6", does all my shopping for my father. Bless him. I'm so grateful for my cousin. My cousin, Tim, my dad can't figure Zoom out and I can't show him distance. I'm used to hands-on showing him. So I can't show him. So we haven't been able to Zoom, and I keep wanting to give him an old iPhone of mine because I understand iPhone and I could at least talk to him because he's on the other system, Android. Ugh, Android makes me crazy. So I wish it didn't, because Android has a lot better deals on their phones, but I'm cuffed too. So what am I going to do? So Nate, thank you for saying the time. Yes, Liz is lovely. And she has a few friends. We're talking about Liz Reed. She has a few friends that are uh, uh, struggling with COVID-19 or been exposed to COVID-19. So she's out, giving them her support. Also, I think Anna's birthday, is it today, guys? Anna Diaz, I think it's her birthday today, which might be why we haven't seen her on the tribe or here. Anyway, publicly, happy birthday, Anna, whether it's tomorrow or today, but I'm thinking it's today, Anna. But if not, happy birthday early. Janny, thank you. She's talking about Terry's tribe. She says it's worth every penny and it's worth $1 million. And that is one of the nicest things you could have said to me, Janny. Janny is one of these artists who you may find it hard to believe when you look at her work. You're going to go, really? But here's the thing about artists. You can be this person who has this amazing ability and not quite sure how to get it to the next level. And sometimes you just need someone that you can bounce it off of who says, just do it. And I'm amazed at how strong artists like Janny, who has been in galleries and she's sold her work, has managed to break that ceiling, and she's exploded. And all apparently she says is, I told her to just do it. I don't think it was that simple, but she's lovely, and she's become a friend for life, and she's doing amazingly well. She's on fire now. She just, again, the definition of success, what is it? Everyone has their own definition of success, but mine is to see people who have connected with me, students, if you will, excel. And Janny has just made me so proud. And Chris McCulley's another one who I think they all had it in them. But I remember taking a class where the woman said, what's your superpower? And I didn't know what to say, but now I do, because of people like Janny and Chris and Nate and Ron and Butch and I could make the list just scroll across the bottom if I wanted to, all the people that have taught me what my superpower is. And my superpower is that I am the match that can light your wet gunpowder. So if the gunpowder that helps you to move forward gets wet, I'm the match that breaks through that and can ignite it so that you can move forward. That's my superpower. I don't know what you would call that. Ignito? I don't know, but that's what it is. I have people who come to me and they say, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this. I don't know what to do next. And I say, how about this? But what they fail to tell you, and I love them for this, they're so sweet, is that they act on it. Because I can tell you till the cows come home, make suggestions to you, but unless you act on it, it lays flat and does nothing. Okay, you got to do it. And the simplest thing you can do is to post your art, post what you do. Like in the case of someone like Melissa, she could do, she's an artist when it comes to making things beautiful. So she could do a book or a channel on that, because Lord knows we want, during the pandemic, we have to keep things clean and disinfected. And I'll bet you she's got some great ideas on that. I think. Anyway, just my thought. But anyway, there you go. Crystal says, I recently saw a video that was a job interview format, but the parameters of the job were those of a mom. No one wanted the job as it was described. Crystal, I saw that too. And it was very interesting. I have a relative. Let me just say it that way. It wasn't that I forgot the relative. I just need to figure out how I can say this without, putting a target on them. I have a relative, and she raised her children, but she didn't feel like she was fulfilled until she went back to work. and then work was unfulfilling. Why is it that you can't proudly stand up and say, I am a wife and a mom? And I am the first here. I am not, Terri Hardin is not a mom. I was a mom. I am a stepmom. And I want to make that clear that I don't emphasize stepmom because I don't love him as my own. I do. But his mom is the one who is nearest and dearest to him. And as a stepmom, it is not my job to take her place. It is my job to make the boy's life, the girl's life, the child's life more, give it more. So I became the extra person as a stepmom. He came to me when he was 6. He didn't know exactly how to act. I told him, well, first of all, think of me as a friend. Don't call me mom. Call me Terri, as I am a buddy. And I became his buddy. I became the person he could talk to when he couldn't talk to his parents. And I told him I wouldn't tell his parents, but I encouraged him to talk to his parents and gave him options on how to speak to his parents, depending on what it was he wanted to talk to them about. Okay. So I became that middle of the road. A stepmom can be a really great bridge if and same with stepdad. You may have to do the discipline, but in the case of my situation, I sat down with my husband and I said, how do we handle this? And my husband said, let me be the disciplinarian. Yay for me, I'm an artist. So that's what we did. We did this because we didn't want the child, in my case, a boy, to say, you're not my mom. I don't need to follow you. He could say that, but I didn't act like that. I just would be the wisdom person. Okay. And that's what it was about, and now he's in his 30s and he calls us and he's a great young man. And that's because of his mom and his dad and me. He got the triple threat. He got the bonus. And that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that you become the bonus, not the problem. So I've always been a better auntie than I am a mom. And I realized that early in my life. But I love being an auntie. And I love people like Bella, who I go to visit and just talk to Bella. If you've ever seen me live, a lot of time, if you bring your kids, I'm talking to your kids. Why? Because I love kids. I just decided not to have kids. So if you want to get deeper into that, we'll do that on the AMA. But that is the thing. So Crystal, absolutely. Be proud to be a mom. Stand tall, because it's a tough job. It is not an easy job. If it's easy for you to be a parent, you're doing it wrong. In my opinion, of course. I would say the big difference between Terri's tribe, and others is the tribe really has heart. We try to be supportive of each other. And Bob is correct. We do. Bob and Rose, the Burdines, if you will, they are all about giving. So they have been very instrumental on the tribe about ways to give. And that's what I'm talking about. You see, your art may not be sketching, drawing, painting, sculpting, acting, whatever. Yours may be giving. And we want to learn, especially now, how can we give? How can we give if we don't have a lot of money? Is money the only thing we can give? If we can't give time because we're locked down, how else can we give? And the Burdines have been very, very helpful in helping us do that. See, so the tribe covers all bases, guys. I'm serious. Directness is something I admire about you, Terri. I know. Thank you, Angie. You need to be in the tribe. You need to be in the tribe. I do this with love, believe me. I know what your comment was supposed to read, Bob. A lot of times people call me Terri Dog Terri because of the Ghostbusters. So, see, I'll just let you skate on that. Grain of salt, Bob. Grain of salt. Kelly Freeman says, I live near there, have been to the museum, and have seen the trains. Yes. Yes, yes. Yes. There's, yeah, I love it when people just figure something out that they can show you, create for you, do something that's fun, and go for it. Shall I show you something fun? I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel later, but let's see if it'll play. Okay. I'm going to hide this. And now, if you're someone who's left before, you're going to miss out. But you can always watch it later, right? And why am I talking to people who aren't here? That is kind of weird. Okay. So, what I'm going to do now is show you. I've often talked about learning something new. This is one of the things that I love to do, and I've always, I've always wanted to do stop motion. Okay, so if you go to the YouTube channel, you will see that I started with a tea party stop motion using teacups. I actually used the Alice in Wonderland teacups I got as a gift. So I used those teacups, and then did a sort of a teacup-like thing. I did it with my husband. And then we did a Haunted Mansion dance party. So you can Google those, Terri Hardin's Haunted Mansion dance party, and you can also do Disneyland's teacups. It was just to give the idea, and I wanted to do this kind of stop motion. So if you haven't seen them, YouTube channel, go check them out. YouTube/Terri Hardin Speaks. Or just Google Terri Hardin and it'll pop up. But a lot of fun to do that. So when I was at my location in my hotel room, I built, many of you know I like Lego, right? So I built a stitch. A stitch. Did I just say stitch? Totoro. Okay, I built a Totoro. I have a stitch. I haven't built that stitch yet. But okay, so here is the Totoro that I built. There he is. And here I am to explain it. Okay, so I got this kit for my birthday in June, and I've been so busy I haven't been able to do it. So I built this Totoro while I was isolated in my hotel room because I went to my location, but I had to stay in my hotel room whenever I wasn't working. So I decided to build this Totoro, and I ended up giving it to a young man who loves Totoro at my hotel. He had done some really lovely things. But what I want to show you so that I could remember my Totoro, here is my movie I made, my stop motion movie. Want to see it again? It's not very long. Let's see if I can make it play again. Yes, I can. I'm very proud of this little movie because I made him. Did you see how he, let me go back to me. Did you see how he kind of tilted and slid out? That comes from the practice I've been doing on my stop motion. So that's how I remembered my Totoro. I gave the actual Totoro away. All I want to do is build them. So after they're done, I was there. He saw it. He loved it. I gave it to him. So I do have a stitch. I just haven't built it yet. And I don't know if I will get to build it. I'm back to work, but, and I want to clean my studio that I'm trapped in, that I'm isolated in. I shouldn't say trapped. Trapped is a negative word, but I'm in there cleaning and I'm discovering stuff. So what I'm doing is I have a chalk walk. I'm with the chalk group, the Children's Hospital of Orange County group. And we were supposed to have a walk, but we haven't yet. So if I find things that I think will work as prizes for the bingo game we do every weekend, then I send those up to her. I also am putting together a group of items that I will give to the Salvation Army. Apparently they need stuff. I'm surprised because I thought everyone was cleaning, but apparently they need stuff. And then finally for Terri's Tribe. In Terri's Tribe, I have a lot of people who crochet and knit and use yarn, and I crochet and knit myself, but I'm giving some tough love and really culling out the yarns that I don't think I need anymore, and they're beautiful. I had a store around the corner from me that were amazing yarns, and whenever they had a sale, I would just buy whatever I wanted back in the day. So I have a lot of yarn. So now I'm going through and I am pulling out yarns that I think I'm really actually going to use, because how much knitting am I actually going to do? I have a cabinet full. Fabrics, because I know some quilters, and I have decided that I might do some quilting, but it'll be on a smaller scale. So I will give fabrics to quilters and stuff. In any case, I give them during the tribe. And I give the tribe a gift every year. And we have a thing called the treasure chest. So like I said, Janny said it's worth $1 million. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It's a good deal. Are these art pieces on your website? The website has a link to the store, but no, not yet. When November exploded for me, my website got neglected. So as soon as I get out of quarantine, or maybe even before, they could be on the website, but the store is where they are. Now, if you're someone who wants to do it through PayPal, just message me and I'll work it out for you. Okay. You don't have to order it in the store. You just tell me what you want and then you can pay me through PayPal. Okay. You'll need to know what the tax is going to be and what the shipping is going to be. So go to the store, get all that information, and then just don't finalize the price in the cart. You can go to PayPal if PayPal is more your thing. The reason I did it this way is because the Square store said I could accept PayPal, but then they deduct from you and me. They deduct the what is it? The percent cut for PayPal and the percent cut from Square. So you end up paying double. So no. I don't mind going over to PayPal if that's what you do and working it out. You need to go to the store, price out what you need, and then zero out your cart and make a note of it, and then write me and we'll do it through PayPal, okay? Oh, that is so hot and wonderful. Wow-wee! I'm almost done, though, so I'm going to turn my little guy off. It doesn't need to keep heating the temperature, but boy, is that a great little thing. That thing is amazing. I miss my Tigger, but wow, that tea is just so nice to have hot all the way through this whole thing. It's unbelievable. So yes, Angie, that's a way to do it. And thank you for all those cute little guys. You want the Splash Mountain pins? Crystal, I will show that on the Ask Me Anything this Friday, okay? Oh, we'll start at 9:20, but it'll probably go 2 or 3 hours because I usually go a long time on the Ask Me Anything since we're now in a lockdown again. If you want to know about gifts you can make, if you want to know about what you can do to help people that you can send, you know, I could easily suggest, my goodness, having your kids do something like this. I mean, I am so excited about this. I'm going to put it in my, where is it? Here it is. This is from Jet. And I love it. And it's going to go right in my shop. It's going to go right here in my shop. And I'm going to send him a handwritten thank you note. So honestly, your kids could do a cute little thing like this. You could send it digitally to your family, you know, and that could be really awesome. If you know things like Photoshop, you could put your picture somewhere in here of your family together, or of your little artist sketching or drawing, or maybe they're writing, or maybe, you know, whatever. Could be a list of 10 tips to clean your home, or 10 tips to selling your stuff, Nate. You know, you guys are all very talented. It's just a matter of how, which, what, where, when, why. Okay. So the splash pin I will make sure is up. And if I haven't announced it, posted it, in addition to what I do here, I will definitely on the AMA take care of that. Okay. I promise, Crystal, I promise. See you at the AMA. Good morning, Ava. How are you? Yeah, I will. I will definitely do that. It's not on the site. No, it's not, Crystal. I haven't gotten that far because I just got them, actually. Well, I didn't just get them, but I just got them and then wanted to know the price point, because I was confused, and I don't want to do that to you guys. Again, I don't want to say one thing and then I have to raise it, right? Oh, I just love being able to be all warm. I am a cold girl. I love the crows. So yes, Crystal, I will get that all set up. The only one who offered to pay more paid in full because $9.99 is you're shorting yourself. Nate, you're so sweet. Yes, you did. And you were so kind to offer that. But honestly, it's more like, let me just say this, full disclosure, it's more like after so many are sold at this price, I start to profit. So that's where the line is tight. Do you follow me? So let's say I only sold 10, which I knew I would sell more than 10. I would not make any money, none whatsoever, because all of it, that to make those 10 go to those people. But and the box and the because I printed out on good paper the certificate, and I printed out the boxes, which I'm not going to show you because they're a surprise. And once they start to ship, I'll show it. Okay. But the point is that that is not usually what I do. I usually work hard to profit from the first one because there's only 50. But this time with 100, I took a chance because they were the ghosts and because they're so supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. They are really beautiful. My one sadness is that you can't hold them in your hand. Because honestly, if we'd have had the Disneyana fan clubs show and sale, which was supposed to happen October 6th, but had to be postponed, they would have sold out because you can hold them, turn the lights on, spin them around, see what they actually are in person with my art proofs. And they would have all been sold out. But because you guys have got to rely on the photos, there's more people that are a little trepidatious. And duh, it's a pandemic. So you may, if you didn't have the pandemic, be purchasing them, but you have life now. So I have to be more patient. But I will say very happily that I have crossed over the profit margin and I am getting paid. Yay! With this one. So this is where my tax man yells at me because he says I should be charging a lot more. But this is where we artists get challenged, right? I'm charging a good thing for this one. This one, I'll get paid. I'm not going to starve, but I got to make sure my people get paid first. Companies that I work with, people that I work with, even if I haven't been paid, if I do a project, they get paid. They get paid upon delivery. So you'll find that if you work for the industry, you work for studios, I think even Disney, you have to wait 30 days or more before you get paid. I don't do that. Okay. So if I commission you to do something with me, I pay you. When you deliver, I pay you. And it's not always easy for me to do this, but I have to do this. I have to figure this in the mix because I think when you go to the laundry and the laundry does your shirt, do they let you skate for 30 days before you pay them? And I think our artwork's better than a shirt, right? A blouse, whatever you have cleaned, you have to pay upon them finishing the job, don't you? So why is it different for artists? Now you may be the best cleaning place in the world, Milton Needies, but but they are not going to say, hey, take 30 days and pay us in 30 days. It doesn't work that way. And it's always frustrated me that companies do this. I can't do that. I'm a little company that doesn't believe in that. So see, if you waited this long, you got that little bit for me. So thank you, Nate, for saying that. You're a doll for saying that. Yeah, Dollar Tree for disc batteries. Yes. So there you go. If you need a disc battery, which I do, I need one. They're so annoying. That's where you can go to get one, and or a bunch. I try to keep those as much as any now, but I've got to get one for my weight gauge on my suitcase. So Walmart usually has a flat battery since you're looking. Thank you, Nate. Maybe they have them online because I'm not leaving. I'm in quarantine. I have to remember I'm in quarantine. Thank you, Michael, for joining us. It's no fun getting COVID. I should know. And how are you? How are you? You got it. It was awful, but you're all better now. Yeah, I hope. What's this life you speak of? I know. Many people are bored because they're binge watching. I haven't got to binge watch anything until I was quarantined. I got to binge watch, let me think, is it called Our Planet? something like that, with Attenborough talking about the planet and the ocean. And then I watched a thing with Sylvia. Don't have her last name, but she is the greatest advocate for the ocean. And she was the first woman to dive beyond the record as far as going to the ocean floor. She's huge. She also says the same thing. If the sea dies, we die. And there's, climate change, warming, which is killing the things like the Great Barrier Reef are suffering. So how do we help them to unsuffer? Well, we have to stop cutting down our trees, and we have to stop dumping and putting garbage in the oceans. Okay. So it's that kind of stuff that I learned, and I was doing it not necessarily to become this advocate, but to help things that I believe in by doing sculptures to do that. And that's another way you can get your art out there, by the way. Oh, thank you. Yes. See, it's been a few weeks since you're able to do it. And the thing for Thanksgiving is, even if you were preparing for two, you're doing a meal. Now, some said, I remember some were saying that their challenge was to get a small turkey. I managed to get a small turkey, but honestly, I ordered it from back east. I ordered it very early and was able to get a small turkey, get a little 10, 12 pounder. I think it was a 12 pounder. And we gobbled it up. I think we've got just a little bit left, my husband says. And I may just get another one because I want another turkey. And then, just maybe that's what I'll do to celebrate me getting out of quarantine, is I'll cook it, But you got to be careful with stuff like that, because the person who takes the time to do it, you don't want to cook it because you think you can do better and make them feel bad, right? My husband did a great job. That turkey was so delicious that I'm looking at it like I just want more. Every year I try to find a family in need to help. He's on the hunt again this year. Cannot afford to help as much as I would like, but try to help one family every holiday season who may not be able to cover all their bills or maybe go without food. Cannot give gifts to the kiddies. I don't want to see anyone in that situation. $50 to $100. Well, there you go. If you can do it, do it. Yeah. Yeah. Or volunteer. See, I have to keep reminding myself I'm in quarantine. I can't just go off and do stuff. I can't. So that's why. If Tim wasn't wondering, I sure have been. So happy to see you here on Cyber Monday. So happy to see you too, Kathy. Yes, I will be on our call. Kathy is a dear friend, and she's in a mastermind group with me that meets Wednesday afternoons or evenings, depending on where you are. And I couldn't. I was literally plucked out of California and was able to kind of talk to you guys before I did, but now I'm back. Be including questions you didn't get to the last time you did one. That is absolutely right, Satoshi. But Satoshi, if you have a burning question that I missed last time, send it again. So you can message me, or you can simply post it in the comments, and I will look, and I will make sure that Leo Holzer, or you can write to Leo at Leo Holzer on Facebook to let him know too. But yes, we will do that. So if you're worried it might not get answered, post it again. Okay. And we'll double check that. Thank you for the question. Hi, Terry. Good to see you. Yay. Yay. Good. You are still good. I really feel for postal workers. Their jobs are hard enough before all of this. It's absolutely true. And my postal worker is late because that guy in charge, I'll call him the guy in charge, I don't know postal terms, has really made it difficult for postal workers. They say that there's a lot of things they were able to do that this guy stopped, and they really wish that he would just, learn what it takes for them to get stuff done and let them do their jobs. So, but my postal worker is such a dear. When I need to mail things out to you guys, I can leave it on my post office box. Like now, I wanted to make sure everything got out to you guys, right? And so fully masked up, fully gloved up, I put those things in the mail for those of you who ordered. There were cachets ordered. There were pins ordered. There was actually DVDs for pumpkin sculpting ordered. And I wanted to make sure you got them. So I masked up, gloved up, and did that. And then he was sweet enough to take them because I couldn't go to the post office. So he really is they really are great people. And yes, you are welcome, Nate. I forgot to enter Art of Your Own. Exactly. I did too. See, I gave the advice and then I didn't even follow my own advice. So, see, but people did. It goes to tears on the 2nd. Okay. Oh my goodness, guys. That's Bella and family saying that London is in lockdown too. Hey, Landon, how are you doing? Landon is a ventriloquist. And we had a lovely chat with each other. And then afterwards, we had a longer chat, didn't we, Landon? Again, because he had some ideas. He wanted to bounce off of me. He invited me to his show. So off the air, we talked about a couple of things. So you just never know where you'll find your igniter. Here we go. Melissa, here is so guys, here it is. This is the boutique that she was talking about. Yeah, I want to make sure that I get that. So I'm going to have to come back and grab that and go there. So please go there and let's see what the group has to offer and we can help them. Like Nate said, might be a simple way to help someone out, right? Thank you for letting me post this. The vendors will be posting in a staggered fashion, so keep coming back. You are very welcome, Melissa. And also, I did do there was a lovely lady who asked me if I would donate a couple of things to her campaign. And I did donate something. And then promptly she either didn't write me or I didn't write her back or whatever, but I told her to use the photo and then I sent that directly to the winner. So you might, if you decide whatever you can come up with that you need help with, that's what we go with. My dad does the same thing. He forgets I'm here and comes to talk to me, LOL. Mine will be 91 in January. Yay! What a lovely age. 90s are the all bets are off age, right? You can do whatever you want when you're in your 80s and 90s. That's what I tell my father. You do whatever you want, Dad. Just stay safe. That I'm going to say. Ignita or Ignita? Ignita. I need to assign the character. All the hair would be going up. That is my superpower. I'm not kidding. All the people that I've done that has helped. Still think of your boys as yours. Yes, of course. We all do, don't we? Yeah. But I definitely let my son know that his mom is his mom and I am his other mom, his buddy. Yeah. He's a great guy. Your wife is a quilter. Leo, then you need to talk to me about if I find fabric. Okay, so here, guys, if you want, like Satoshi, here is the guy, Leo Holzer, you need to reach out to and tell him your question. Make sure he gets it on the list. Leo has been so good to me in making sure that the questions get to where they need to go so that he helps me with that. And he also helps me with my Terri Hardin page. So yay for Leo, and just write to me, Leo, about stuff. Yarn, me, fabric, particularly lame. Yes, lovely. Absolutely. Well, I do fabric too. I went, there's a show called Project Runway, which I'm a huge fan of. Tim Gunn. I'd love to meet Tim Gunn someday. Anytime I would love to take him to lunch and just tell him what a joy he is to watch on TV, to listen to experience. I just think Tim Gunn is amazing. Anyway, Project Runway, I found out about Mood in New York. They have one here too, but the one in New York is the one you want to go to. They actually have an elevator operator at the Mood in New York, a guy who actually takes you up and down. So when this pandemic clears, if you happen to be in New York, visit Mood. But I bought fabric just because I wanted to say I bought fabric at Mood, and I got this bag that says Mood and a t-shirt that says, I just went crazy for the store. The store is great with Swatch and it's a great store. So if you get to, that's the store that people go to when they do Project Runway and they're competing with their great designs to move forward. And I went there and visited because I just had to visit. Now Tim Gunn wasn't there, and it wasn't during a Project Runway shoot. I did get to see Swatch, so that was cool. But yeah, so that I bought some fabric there is what I'm saying, because I love fabric too. I'm always gonna sew something, make something. Okay, great. If I send an invoice, there are no fees. So I'll be happy to send you an invoice as soon as you let me know how much it is. If you want to do it through PayPal, I'll send you an email invoice, and it's all gonna be good. Thank you for that, Crystal. That's lovely. And PayPal does accept credit cards. Of course it does. But the thing is that some people are, how you say, they're PayPal people as opposed to Square Up people. Now that we are doing everything online, I need to be more attentive to this. When you are seeing me in person, I swipe your card with the little square chiclet thing, and it all does what it's got to do, or you pay me cash and I record it like this. But the point is now I'm realizing that there are people out there that want to do PayPal, and I want to help you do that. Hello, Jeanette. Gloomy day in Pennsylvania today with some snow. Oh, you're bragging again, young lady. I love snow. Love it. My husband says he wouldn't if he had to drive in it, but I'm an artist. I work at home. Who's driving in it? And the nice thing about having that snowy season is that it makes you want to knit and crochet, doesn't it? Because like if it's 95 degrees, you don't want to have a blanket or a scarf or what, even a hat isn't, it can be a little bit trying when you're knitting or crocheting because it's kind of a cool weather sport, knitting and crocheting, isn't it? So I love, love, love when the weather gets cold like this, because all of a sudden now I'm knitting a scarf. All of a sudden I found this beautiful ball of red yarn that I had made like giant. It's about the size of a basketball. And I'm sitting knitting off it, doing a scarf. And I just love it. And I only do it for 5-10 minutes because I have other things I got to do. But it just feels so good to feel the knitting needles in my hand and to feel everything. One of my favorite things to knit is socks. People say, why socks? Because you got to make two. But I love socks. So I love knitting socks. And I knitted something like 150 pair at one time. Yeah, it was nuts. But I love doing that. Scarves are fun because I don't have to think about it. So if I'm watching TV, I can just knit a scarf. Right now I'm knitting a scarf that is knit 3, purl 1, knit 3, purl 1, knit 3, purl 1, knit 3, purl 1. Then you flip it over and you purl 3, knit 1, purl 3, knit 1, purl 3. This is knit speak, actually, guys. But that was so delicious. But the point I'm making is that this is the time to do it. So I have a project where I just do this without even looking. I can feel it with my fingers. And then I have another project that I might crochet too, as well. Those are two things I love to do. And now that it's cold, I'm feeling that pull to do it. And I love it. I love it. I have met speed knitters. I'm not a speed knitter. Knitting is for relaxation. I also do something in my knitting that many knitting and crochet people go, ooh. And that is I put a mistake in every piece that I do. Yes, you heard me right. I purposely make a mistake, or if I make a mistake, I leave it. Why? Because there are so many things that people have made from nearsighted little ladies in China that you may try and decide whether or not it's hand knit or not. So one way to show that it's hand done is to put a mistake in there. So I purposely put a mistake in every piece, and then I know where the mistake is. So it's like giving them the Terri Hardin signature. Here's my mistake. When I went to Norway last year to meet my husband's family, extended family, over 50 people I had never met before live in Norway. There's a woman who makes those great those aisle sweaters. And she gave one to Lindsay's mother, Terri Ann. And oh my God, it was gorgeous. And apparently she had done this huge, elaborate stitching in like 2 weeks. And when I asked her if she put a mistake in there, she just about had a meltdown. Oh no, but the sweater was so good and so fine, it didn't look different from ones that people were selling and bringing in from China. And that's a shame, because this is a brilliant knitter. This woman knits like a son of a gun. Man, she's good. And all that little detail. Oh, the sweater is amazing. If I can find a picture, I'll show you. In fact, I'll show you in my Norway book because we have a picture. So let me write down for Ask Me Anything, Norway book. And I will show you that on AMA. Okay, there we go. Yeah. And then did I do the pin? I wrote no support, which I have no idea what that means. See, if I don't write things down properly, then, but we'll say splash pin because I know I said that. Pin, AMA. There we go. I got to write stuff down nowadays, guys. So anyway, you're bragging. Yes, flat batteries are cheap at Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight has a lot of stuff. That's the other thing. Thank you, Leo, for bringing that up. The batteries I send in the Ghosts are not cheap. They are Duracell. I don't want to give you a cheap battery. You don't know what it is. So you get Duracell. I'm not cutting corners on these guys. Okay. So that's kind of the deal there. What kind of turkey did I order? I ordered from Honey Baked Ham a smoked turkey. So Honey Baked Ham happened to come across the bow, and meaning that I was Googling turkeys because I was going to see if I could order a dinner like at a Pavilions or a Vaughn's or a Gelson's. And the problem is that these dinners were for 20 people. Okay, I want to support you, but 20 people. And also they do this nasty thing called a bean salad. I cannot stand the bean salad. All right. How long have those beans been in there? The colors they defy anything natural. So yuck. I'm always throwing that out, and it drives me crazy that I have to throw that out because I cannot stand that bean salad. And they all give it to you, probably because no one will eat it. I don't know. If you eat bean salad, tell me why. But so Honey Baked Ham is something I do at Christmas because my family loves to eat ham at Christmas. So I usually do a Honey Baked Ham at Christmas. I had no idea they were doing turkeys. But if you can't go in to their store, maybe they said, hey, we smoke ham. Let's smoke a turkey. So they did, and it was smoked, and it was delicious. What I really wanted was a deep fried turkey. But if you saw the news, there were a couple of people trying to deep fry them that set their houses on fire. It's a very, very dangerous thing to do, is to deep fry a turkey. If you really don't know what you're doing, you can really get hurt, which is why I haven't been able to have one. So I want one. Well, I found out I could order it from Texas, but it was going to cost me $100. And honestly, I thought that $100 could be put to better use if I didn't spend it all on a turkey. But I think if I go to Texas, I'm going to ask Tim Gillette and those wonderful Texans that I know all down there, if maybe we can find a place that serves fried turkey, deep fried turkey, because I really want to try it. I really want to have a deep fried turkey leg. That's what I want. I would love to have that. But I just couldn't spend $100 to have a deep fried turkey sent to me. And it just didn't feel right. So I got the smoked turkey. The price for the turkey was very reasonable, and it was delicious. So that's the one that I did, and it was easy for my husband to reheat. They cook it, then they send it to you frozen. You have to thaw it out over. They say to take 48 hours to thaw it out in your refrigerator, and I actually told my husband that he could thaw it out earlier, so you don't have to do it up until that time. So it got to him on the 20th. The turkey actually made it back before I did from back east. The turkey was in town. Yeah. But they delivered it to him, and then he put it in the refrigerator. And then on the Sunday before Thanksgiving, he put it in the refrigerator to thaw out slowly. So by Thanksgiving Day, it was completely thawed out. So, you know, you don't have any moisture in there and all that. He did a great job. It was delicious. It was delicious. Honestly. If someone needs to find needy families, the churches know who the people are and help. Such a great thing to do. Absolutely. Well done. And your picture is so cute, Catherine. I love it. I love it. We buy 200 to 300 toys for local Toys for Tots program. That's a great thing to do, Leo. And I actually am a big kid at heart. So I have a lot of classic toys that if I go into my garage, I'll dig out. So might be older Barbies, might be dinosaur toys and stuff like that. And I'll put the vintage toys in there for kids to play with. Because as we remember from Toy Story 2, toys need to be loved. So that's what I'll do. Or I'll buy something new, you know. But what I love to do is that I have the very first Star Wars Monopoly game, the first one. They made 2. They may have made 3, but I have the first one, and I usually tuck one of those in so that it's a collectible as well as, So, but any toy a kid's going to love, right? Kids are going to love any kind of toy that they get. And so donating toys and doing what you're doing, Leo, is absolutely awesome. Yes, thank you. I'd love that. I would love a box of snow. Are you kidding? I would love that. Close out deeply discounts. Absolutely. You know, Christmas is a time where when you give something, if you're shopping and you see it and you go, this makes me think of fill in the blank, that's when you buy it. So I have this backpack I love, and I probably should show it to you on the AMA. Leo, make a note, AMA backpack, nomadic backpack. I sponsored these people on what's called Kickstarter. If you don't know what Kickstarter is, ask the question on the AMA, what is Kickstarter? And I'll explain it. But Kickstarter is a place you can create something, and then you can ask for backers. And I back projects. Well, I back Nomadic, and I've been a Nomadic fan for years. And this year I got to get my husband a backpack from Nomadic, but I'll show it to you. I love this backpack. And they had a huge sale for VIP people, and I got my carry-on bag. I've been wanting this carry-on bag, and I wanted to talk to a friend of mine who paints, and maybe Janny could even help me on what I can do to change it, because it's a black bag, and I need to make it not be a black bag is my goal there. So I've got to figure something out. No, hi guys. There she is. I hope to show you my next piece soon. Yes, I hope you do too. I would love that so much. Okay, so this call letter is, let me just, again, my dad said anytime, but I have a refill due. Anyway, don't mean to do this to you guys, but yeah. Okay, so back to this. No Whispers is actually my friend Lyric, and she is an artist. She came to my retreat, as did Janny did, and as did others, and she wanted to know about how she could move her art forward. She's young. She's still in training. But she had a question to me. She reached out. When you come to one of my retreats, I'm accessible. And then also, so hopefully when the pandemic lifts, honestly, guys, when the pandemic lifts, we'll have to talk about when to actually launch a new retreat, right? Because I'm thinking the retreat probably can't happen till late 2021 or even 2022, where I take just 10 people. We come together, just 10 of us come together live and in person. We stay together for the weekend. So you arrive on Friday, and then we stay all together, and then you leave on Sunday night or Monday, depending. We leave on Monday, but some people have to work, so they leave on Sunday. And I work with you. We work all together, and we work on whatever project you want to work at. But you get me for 3 days, and then you get other people, and it's only 10 people. Yes, it is an investment. Let me just say it like that. It is an investment. But as Janny has told you, it's well worth it. No Whispers, Lyric will tell you it was well worth it. And then you get to chat with me. So So thank you for reaching out, my love. I appreciate that. Yes, Crystal, it's so true. Could spend 2 years' income on one day in mood. The place is amazing. And the idea of Project Runway made it so beautiful because you run upstairs and you run downstairs and you just get to touch. Oh, it's joyful. So you're so right. I used to drive a 45-foot flatbed in the snow every day. Melissa, you keep surprising me. When are you going to do a spotlight, girl? You are full of surprises. Good grief. We have a honey baked ham every year. Yeah, it's delicious. Well, they do turkey now, Paula. So, and the turkey was great. And my husband said, very easy to fix. Happy holidays. Yes, we're coming to the end. Diane, I know you're from Theme Pack Gals. Yes. Throwing your name in for the next retreat. Okay, Ava, I'm writing it down right now. But yeah, the retreat is amazing. You bring to me your questions, your things, and I have a speaker or two. Last time I did it, we had my husband talk about how you can shoot your art, how you can take pictures of your art so that it is, I'm just writing her name down. There we go. How to photograph your art, which he does for me. How to make a video, how to start all of this without making yourself go insane. That's what this is all about. But everyone, thank you for hanging with me. 13 of you hung with me till this. It always surprises me how many of you hang in there. But then, like you said, it's the pandemic and you need that jolt of energy and celebration and silliness and giggliness and all that kind of cool stuff, which is true. I found somebody had sent me, or somebody had suggested that I do vinylmations, and I think I found 3 vinylmations, and I'm going to do, as a couple of people in the tribe told me to do, is to make them custom. And then I'll talk to Nate Singleton about maybe we can have a little bid for them, and then the money can go to people in need. So we'll see how fast I get that done, because I'm not sure what I'm going to make out of them, but very excited to try it, as I was told to try it. And yeah. So guys, I love you. I will talk to you soon. See you Friday for the AMA. Remember to post here or chat with Leo on Facebook or message Leo Holzer, or just post it in the comments and I will look later. Okay. I love you guys. Join the YouTube channel if you haven't already. I would love to have you, and we will see you soon. Do something nice for someone else. It can be as simple as a phone call. Thank you, Kathy Pendleton, for saying that. I love you guys so much. Wow. Look at how long I talk for. Surprise. Okay. We'll see you soon. Have a great week. Don't let this get you down. Okay.